Adjusting to the New Normal, a study to assess teachers' perceived stress and coping mechanism during COVID-19 pandemic. Author, Fay Eunice D. Alcantara. One of the groups of individuals who were much distressed during COVID-19 pandemic were the educators. This study intended to assess the perceived stress and coping mechanism of teachers under the new normal setup. According to Torres, the issue of occupational stress among teachers does not only affect educators alone, but also impacts the efficient management of school systems, causing ineffectiveness in their job performance. This aimed to help the human resource practitioners in planning for an intervention to address the common problems of teachers today. For the research questions, number 1, to what extent is the perceived stress level of teachers during pandemic? Number 2, to what extent is the coping mechanism level adopted by the teachers during pandemic? Number 3, what are the coping mechanism or strategies that teachers often use during pandemic? And number 4, what is the relationship of the perceived stress level and coping mechanism level of teachers during pandemic? For the methodology, the researcher used purposive sampling and a survey for data collection. Mean, standard deviation, and t-test were used as the statistical tool, while quantitative method of research was utilized. The study revealed that respondents were having high levels of perceived stress during COVID-19 crisis. On the other hand, teachers were only having moderate level of coping mechanism in these trying times. The study uncovered that though teachers were only having moderate level of coping mechanism, they still have best practices which they can use to cope up during this pandemic. And these were the situations: I've been praying or meditating, I've been getting help or advice from other people, and I've been refusing to believe that this has happened. In all, however, the study showed that there was a significant difference between the perceived stress and coping mechanism levels of teachers during COVID-19 pandemic. The results of the study led the researcher to initiate a project proposal that will maximize the coping mechanism of teachers in their school, which will soon promote lesser stress level among them. This research may not only yield to an implementation of a project that would maximize teachers' coping mechanism today, but may also nurture future educators to keep the light of quality education burning.